Yeah, hey Christian, how you doing? Thanks for taking the time. I'm curious more away from football. What has the past 5 days been like for you from kind of Tuesday on to see what's happened in sports, to see what's happened within the franchise?
It's been unique, man. It's been powerful. You know, seeing the kind of the chain effect from Tuesday and leading up till today. I think it's great that not only in football but all other sports, people are kind of spreading awareness of what's going on or what has been going on for I don't know how long. So hopefully we can continue with it, continue opening people's eyes and make some change because it kind of sucks that we got to keep talking about what's going on out there. Everybody knows, everybody's aware, and we just wanted to take action, and we're going to continue doing that.
Did you think, or part of the discussion on Tuesday when you decide to not practice and to protest instead? Did you think that maybe that would spark other teams, or were you thinking this could be, y'all just kind of standing out there on your own?
Honestly, we wasn't even thinking about all that. It was kind of we came in that morning, we had some conversations, players, coaches, and the players. We went to the locker room and we spoke amongst ourselves for about 45 minutes, 50 minutes, and then we informed the coaches of how we was feeling, and it just kind of happened. We went from there. Like I said, man, the stuff that's been going on outside, it's been going on since my grandparents, my mom, dad. It's a generational thing, man, and I think what's unique about our generation, we're very aware of it, and we just don't want to stand for that anymore, and we want to do whatever we can to make change and make an impact in the country that we live in, and hopefully we can finally live up to the values that we stand for.
Appreciate it, Christian. Thank you.
So one more, Dave.
Thanks for sharing those thoughts, Christian. Just to transition back to football, uh, just what's your biggest reason for hope on the defensive side of the ball that you guys will have a more successful year than last year? What do you see different about this unit? How much better do you think you guys can be?
You know what? We can be as good as we want to be. And the positive thing about so far, like I said earlier, we have guys that come in here and work every day, no matter the circumstances. Rain is hot, you know, whatever is going on, guys are willing to work. No one complains. Everybody wants to get better, and that's how it should be. And we got young guys who are just following the lead of the older guys. The older guys are continuing to grow and learn themselves. The coaches have been great so far, and we kind of got that unity right now for one goal, and that's just to win football games. And I don't want to predict the future, but I just know that whatever defense we have rolling out there on that first game, you're going to get a group that's going to play their asses off. You're going to have a group that's um, going to do all they can to win games, and that's why we're here right now working. Um, I love the guys we got in the room. I wish we can keep everybody, but you know how it goes. But whatever we have that first game, we're gonna play hard. We're gonna be physical. We're gonna fly around, and we're gonna do whatever we can to win.
One quick follow up, if I can. Just you just mentioned you can't keep everybody, and you talked earlier about needing some of this work in the preseason. Um, what do you want preseason to look like going forward? Would you like there to be 4 games again, 2, no games? I mean, how have you liked this preseason, and what would your ideal preseason look like in future seasons?
Man, I don't even know. And even if I did, I don't even think it matters. Whatever they decide what they want for us to do. But obviously it's hard. Older guys obviously will probably want less games. Younger guys will want more games. Um, at the end of the day, it's football. Everybody wants to play no matter how they're feeling. If it's 4, if it's 2 games, we're gonna go out there and play. So uh, me personally, I just want to get better. Every time I step out on the field, I want to do all I can to help the team win. and that's if it's for 4 or 2 preseason games, I'm gonna do that.
Thank you.
Thanks, Christian. Thanks, guys. Go ahead and stay on the line. We'll be back here momentarily. Go ahead, Tim.
Hey, Quintez, good to see you again. Hey, you're stepping into a pretty good situation with some established veterans in Kenny and Marv and Danny in line. I'm just curious how much those guys have helped you through the first 2 weeks of camp here with pads on.
Yeah, it's been great being around Kenny and Marv and Danny. Those guys have been in this league for a while and they're doing great things. I'm just my mindset coming into it was just being around them, soaking up everything that I can and learning from them. And they've been doing a great job helping me out, answering questions that I have in meetings and just, having that player to player relationship as a teammate. So it's been great being around those guys, seeing the plays that they make, and just trying to, step in and just do whatever I can to help the team.
And just a quick follow-up, it looks like you guys have a pretty deep group, a lot of guys that can do some different things. Just what have you noticed about that group overall the first 2 weeks, and what do you like about it?
You have a lot of guys that can do different things, guys that can make plays and do a lot of good things. So it's just raises the competition in the room. Guys just wanting to go out there and put their best foot forward every day. So it raises all of our level of playing out there. So it's been great.
Go Justin next.
Thanks for taking the time, Quintez. We've had 2 weeks to kind of see you on the practice field now. You seem to really have a knack for getting open, and I was just curious, what's the key to being a good route runner?
Well, it starts at the line of scrimmage for me, just trying to get a good release and really just giving the quarterback a window to throw the ball. I'll just really just working at the line of scrimmage. That's kind of where it starts for me. So if I can get where I need to get at the line of scrimmage, then I know I can kind of navigate my way through getting open from the top of the route. So that's kind of where my focus is when it comes to getting open.
And you had some workouts with some teammates before you guys got together officially as a team. Just curious how valuable those informal sessions were to letting you hit the ground running.
Yeah, I was able to spend time with Marvin Jones out in California and stuff. So that was amazing, seeing the way that those guys work, seeing the time and effort and energy that they spend on, crafting, making themselves better, the things that they do. I spent some time with Matthew as well down in Georgia, and just being around him was amazing for me. A guy that I've always looked up to before I even, got into this league or went to college. Really looked up to Matthew, and just when I was around him, just seeing the way he know the game, how smart he is, and just soaking up everything that I can. So it kind of helped me when I got here, just hearing things from them and then kind of seeing it all kind of play out right now. That's helped a lot.
Thank you.
Go Kyle next.
Hey, Quintez. Just one more on the route running. I guess how did you develop that? Because it seems like you have pretty polished, route running for a rookie.
I guess when I was in high school, I played a bunch of basketball, and for me, that's what I was. I grew up being a basketball player, and I just try to use what I have, my strength. Not get hung up on the line or just using my suddenness at the line of scrimmage. And when I got to college, I had a great coach, and he taught me a couple things, and now being around Coach RP and just hearing terminology more, and being a receiver longer, it kind of just helped me in playing against great guys, just learning from experience kind of.
Go two more, Ken Brown, then John.
Hey, Quintez, how you doing?
Good.
Jeff Okudah said you were like the best receiver he had faced in the Big Ten and coming in, but scouts kind of knocked you for your 40-yard dash time. Do you think too much emphasis is placed on the 40-yard dash? And what do you do to compensate for it? Because evidently it hasn't hindered you up in this level.
Yeah, I mean, I wanted to run better, run a better 40, and I can run. I think personally I can run. But that's just it's 40 yards. To me, I was never really a runner. I was a football player always, just a great athlete. I kind of prided myself on just being an athlete and knowing what to do on the football field. So, it was tough. People put a lot of hype on the 40, but really, I just went back in my head and just said, that didn't get me where I am. Being a football player and playing on the football field got me to where I am. So that's kind of where I like to just put my head, and just knowing that when I get on the football field, just working my craft on that. The 40 never shows up on the football field.
All right, thanks, Dave.
So last question, John. John, last question. All right. I think we'll cap at that, guys. Thanks, Quintez. Thanks, everybody. Hang tight for Chase Daniel next.
Thanks, Quintez.
Justin, go ahead.
Hey, Chase, the backup quarterback position by default, you have to be kind of ready at a moment's notice. Just wondering that mindset and that mental preparedness, how much does that have you, I guess, laser focused on an off season like this where things are short, you're coming to a new team and you're just trying to hit the ground running?
Yeah, it's been a, different off season for many reasons. But in particular that, when I signed here, it was right there in the middle of the pandemic and the start of it. And, never really even stepped foot in the building, never got to meet you guys, never got to meet really anyone. First day we're coming in is like July 25th. To see everyone has masks on, I have to learn everyone's eyes. It's all I can see. It's like, so it's difficult. Right. And, on top of that, this is my 12th year in the league and I've only been in 2 offenses. So this is my 3rd offense, to learn. So it's sort of brand new. And that was, not difficult. There's a lot of West Coast verbiage that, was a little different. But Bev's been great. Sean Ryan's been great helping me along. And, it's been hard because you got to hit the ground running. I got to catch up. And, I think by getting more and more reps with it, I'm getting way more comfortable with it. It's one of the best offenses in the league and we've got some explosive playmakers. So, it's fun to be a part of, but it's definitely hit the ground running, like learn as you go type thing. Can't really afford to make many mistakes along the way.
You've got that as a veteran, you have that role that you're competing, but you're also kind of a mentor to some of the younger guys. We know what Matthew Stafford brings to the table. I'm just curious what you've thought of David Blau in this competition as you got to know him and see him on the field.
Yeah, it's been great. It's been great to be in that quarterback room and shoot. I remember when I was that young, and it was a long time ago, and he's going out there trying to make plays and doing such a good job. I mean, he's got a better grasp of the offense than me. So I'm really the one playing catch up. If anything, he's the one mentoring me on the offense. So it's been great. It's been a fun room to be a part of. And we're looking forward to, continuing to get better.
So Dave next.
Chase, good to see you virtually.
Yeah.
You just mentioned one of the best offenses in the league. You're a vet. You've been around for a while. What have you learned in your time here on the ground about Darrell Bevell as a play caller and also Matthew Stafford as a quarterback?
Well, both of them, just how aggressive they are. They're going to keep calling shots. They're going to keep throwing the ball down the field. I mean, you saw it a little bit today with Kenny. He went off a little bit today and made some amazing catches. I mean, Staff just continues to blow my mind on some of these throws, whether it's we're watching in the film room or seeing it live in person. I mean, he's got a live arm and Bev just keeps calling him. He's aggressive. I think Bev really set the tone with the offense and what for me was the first day in was just the amount of urgency that everyone needs to have. And, this is such a weird off season, such a short time we're together. We didn't get spring. We didn't get OTAs. Those 8-9 weeks that we had. So, it was sort of a good position to be in because we have a lot of guys returning on our offense. And so we're able to hit the ground running and the new guys just got to catch up.
And then regular season openers in 2 weeks. I don't know how close to tabs you kept on your old team, but you obviously know Nick Foles, you know Trubisky a little bit. So can you handicap that race? What do you think happens with the quarterback race there?
Yeah, I have no idea. That's a really good question. I guess we'll see when whoever trots out on the field, whether it's I think 10 or 9, right? First game of the year. So I know they're competing their tails off over there, but so are we, and we're focused on really the Detroit Lions right now.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Mike next.
Yeah, I kind of follow on Dave's question a little bit. What's maybe the most surprising thing you've learned about Stafford in the past month or so that you maybe didn't know?
Well, we're from the same area in Dallas, and I've known him and of him for a while. We've been acquaintances, friends. I mean, he's literally like 10 miles from my high school, Highland Park in South Lake. And so, really all 3 of us in the quarterback room are within 10 or 15 miles of each other. But for me, it was just seeing in the first month or so, I think we've been here, a month and a couple days, just how smart he is. He's a wizard, man. It's impressive. His recall of plays, how he can, photographic memory. I mean, all that stuff that you want in a quarterback. It's impressive, and it makes you want to work harder. And, it's why he's been one of the best quarterbacks in the league going on 12 years now.
Obviously, Blau is younger than y'all, but do you and Matthew, like, are there times where you'd be like, oh, like, do you remember this guy? Do you remember that guy? Like, I remember playing that guy, and he was a pain.
It happens all the time. Blau's a baby. And, Steph and I are sort of grandpas right now because we're, going in 12 years and he's going into his second. We still joke with him that he's still a rookie until 6 games in, until he gets that accrued credit season. So he doesn't like that very much, but he's a good sport. And we'll talk about like old Texas high school football legends, or maybe someone we played in 2010 or 2011. And he's just like, who was that? Like, I was in grade school. So it's pretty funny to see his reaction. So we definitely get some of that in the room.
Appreciate it. Thanks, Chase.
Yeah.
Chris?
Hey, Chase. Good to see you again. Hope you can hear me. It's a little breezy outside the facility here at the workroom. So you mentioned, this offense, and obviously the wide receiver group is just really special, talented, top to bottom. I know you've gotten a lot of looks with Cephus and Jamal Agnew, Marvin Hall. Just wondering what you've seen from those guys, and maybe especially from Cephus, because we just talked to him a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no, I think the first thing I learned when I walked in this building is just the depth of that receiver room. You got the big three that everyone talks about, but those guys that you were just talking about, and some other guys too. I mean, it's like there's not a lot of drop off. Everyone's competing. It's a very great room, but those guys like Ag has made it look seamless. I mean, he had a touchdown today. It's just like he catches everything that's thrown to him. He rarely makes mental errors. He's just such a good teammate. He's always upbeat, someone you want. And then Cephus comes in and just like a big body, like a lot quicker than you may think for a big body, and just does such a good job with body control. It doesn't drop a lot of passes, to be honest with you. The separation is super impressive. So I could go on and on about all those guys in that room, but it's super impressive from a standpoint, like when I'm going with the twos, like I'm throwing to some guys, and I feel really comfortable about going out there, even in a regular season game if I had to, and those were the guys out there. Like it's good.
Thank you.
One more, Justin.
Hey, Chase, you mentioned learning the verbiage and how it's very similar with all the West Coast concepts. I'm just curious, without maybe giving away too much of the scheme for opponents, like how would you describe the spin on the West Coast offense that Bevel's put on it?
Well, I mean, you go back to his days, really when he was in Minnesota with Brad Childress. Brad Childress sort of went with Andy Reid when he was in Kansas City. Brad Childress went with Matt Nagy when he was in Chicago. And so I see a very similar theme, but also it's pretty cool to see how Bev works. I followed him when he was with Seattle, all those good years when he had Russell. So I've actually watched a bunch of Seattle tape to see sort of what they're doing and how we're throwing it. And, Staff's first year in the offense last year, I think he played 8 or 9 games and was slinging the ball. I mean, 19 or 20 touchdowns. It was super impressive. So we're hoping to pick up back where we were last year and just continue to get better.
Is it impressive to see a coach that can work with that, doesn't force players into his scheme, but really seems to take different quarterbacks, different style quarterbacks, and make the offense work with those different types of players?
Yeah, I mean, it's super impressive. Sometimes you see coaches that, hey, this is what we're doing no matter what. And, Bev's the guy like, hey, we're doing this. Do you like it like Matthew? Or do you think we should tweak it? Like he knows what he wants to do, but if a quarterback doesn't like a play, like he's just straight up not going to call it. And that's not norm. And I mean, honestly, anything will work when you have Matthew at quarterback. So he's rolling right now. So it's been super impressive to be in the room with those two and just hear them talk.
Appreciate it, Chase.
Thanks, Chase. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you guys
Thanks,
soon.
Chase.